What's up guys, and welcome to Affordable Organ Reviews. Today we have the CVLIFE for 16 by 44 second focal plane melted scope. And guys, out of the box you're gonna have shade, lens protection. Here you're gonna have the scope, mounts, and guys, everything is very good for the price. I already tested at 25 yards, and guys, this thing is amazing. I tested at 100 yards and it feels very good and it looks very good. Guys, starting from the back, you have the scope adjustment for your eye relief. Here you have the power wheel for the zoom of the scope. And guys, one thing that I like from this one is the flat spots on the wheel. I like that because other scopes, they feel very slippery sometimes when it's cold out there, or when it's cold the lubrication inside gets stiff and gets hard inside there, and then sometimes kind of slip on your hand. The flat spot helps a lot. Windage and elevation turrets are working very good. You pull them up and you can adjust right there, push it down, and you're ready. On the side here we got the reticle light. Guys, illuminated reticle is something that I love for those guys who like to hunt at night. That is great. It comes in two different colors, green and red. Keep in mind this is a melted scope. Okay, now guys, one thing that I love from the scope for the price is the tube. The tube is 30mm, and that gives you a bigger field of view down the range. Alright guys, let's don't waste any more time. Let's try this guy at 25 yards with the tracking test. Let's do our tracking and let's go with the elevation first, up and down. So he tracks up right around 7 to 8 inches. Let's go back to 0 and see if he holds 0. Yep, he's right there on 0. Let's go down. Traveling down, he travels right around roughly 10 inches. Let's see if he goes back to 0. I pass it. Right there. And he's back to 0. Now let's do our windage. And he traveled right around 11 inches to the left. He's right there back to 0. Now let's go to the right. Right around the same 11 inches to the right. And he's back on 0. Now let's test box. And he's back to 0. Let's compare our reticle to a 10 cents and a battery CR32, and let's see how big it looks down the range. That's 10 cents. Let's go to the battery, and that's exactly how it looks on the battery. Now let's zoom it in all the way up to 16. And let's play around with the parallax adjustment, and you guys can see from blurry to the best right there. There's the battery. Keep in mind my system is kind of shaking, and pretty much always when you're recording through the scope using the phone takes on quality. Without the phone, it looks very clear. I tested this before and it's working great. Now let's turn on our parallax light. Now let's close this and you can see how bright it is. So how you guys can see, it's super bright. Let's tell that off. Now that's green. and it comes in 5 powers of illumination. So how you guys can see here, this is electric pole, and this one is right around 75 yards. We're gonna zoom in all the way up to 16 of a power. Gonna fix our parallax, and this is how clear it looks. Now let's go back to 4. It's right on 4. Now let's go to this electric tower right here. This is right around 100 yards. Let's go all the way in to power 16. That's right on 16. I'm gonna adjust the parallax, and it looks very clear. Let's go back to 4, and now let's go to 250 yards, which is the top of this electric tower. Let's go now all the way up to power 16, and that's exactly 250 yards. Let's adjust our parallax, and this is how clear it's look down to 250 yards. Alright guys, to wrap up, I'm very happy with the scope. For the price that you can find one of these scope, you can't complain. $120, $130, depends where you buy this scope. Guys, is a bargain. You get a lot of scope, and guys, I'm telling you the truth, some people, for the price of you, alright guys, to wrap up with this video, for the price that you get this scope, guys, is very clear down the range. Guys, I gotta tell you, it's one of the most clearest scope that I see yet for this price on second focal plane. One thing that I love is the mill dot. Keep in mind the mill dot, guys, is amazing how it looks down the range. Some people is very happy with mill dots, some people wants different kind of reticles. I'm very happy with mill dots when I'm shooting my 22 long rifle, or let's say my 22 air guns. Guys, another thing that I want to mention is the mounts feels very good, very sturdy. I know they're budget mounts, but they're working very good, and they are high mounts. I highly prefer high mounts when I'm gonna record through the scope. After all, guys, it works great down the range. It looks very clear. Keep in mind, using the camera of the phone always gonna lose some quality of the view. Guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned and see you in the next one.